Assim. Yeah,
that it kind of like that deal with Star Wars and stuff like that, and Disney and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, did we have some good shows sometime, and
yeah.
sometime that
To
Disney
combine.
had, yeah,
Yeah,
they want to
it
come
depends on
in,
the director, though. Yeah, to me, it depends on the director.
because you look at season 3 of the Mandalorian, you can tell that it was some kind of
Way
Disney
different.
interference dealing with that show,
Yeah, yeah. Was
and and kind of like the people right now who want to replace live stream and say that's not true. That's what look at season 1 and look at season 2 based on the tone and plus the story development. You can tell that it was a story from beginning to end
yeah,
during season 1 and 2 in the Mandalorian. But season 3, it been like different stories going on each one. But the season was cool, but it wasn't as good as season 2
yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah. I
And
understand that.
and kind of like people prior can fight me on it and say if it's good or not. But the thing about it, in my opinion, it's not. It's not in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Because you look at season 1 and season 2, each each season of Mandalorian got better.
yeah. So
It got better by the season,
yeah,
and just by season 3, it seemed like it been some kind of regression, like time for character development and stuff like that. Because like the character of Bo-Katan seemed like she got most of the shine. Seemed like in this season,
yeah,
and, and for the thing about the shoot, it's different to put her in the show. This should at least put half the episode based on Mandalorian as well, getting his character arc out there as well. Just instead of one by Mandalore and just one by her.
yeah,
And, and, and plus, at the end of the season, they destroyed the Dark Saber. I said, how dumb is y'all? Who
yeah.
made that decision? Who made that
Probably
decision? Just
the female writer who for sure do that for sure right now.
no, I think it was Kathleen Kennedy. I think it was her.
Uh, yeah, the female
Be,
writer. Yeah,
be,
I said that. Yeah, I don't know who. Yeah,
that because like in season 1 and season 2, they made a dark saber a big deal, and just what the dark saber means to the Mandalorian people.
yep,
It means a lot to them and stuff like that. And the thing about for me is like it would be dumb in my opinion just to like destroy it if you know that the dark saber just got a tradition just for the head person that's over the Mandalore to have it and foot on the train with. That won't make no sense in my opinion. Just like destroy it. I think in my
yeah,
opinion. And that's how I know in my opinion, like that was a Disney decision and that wasn't a writer from Dave Favreau decision to do that. Because the thing about it, it was rumor Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Favreau didn't get along time for like certain things to deal with the story and stuff like that, and doing that season 3. I can tell in my opinion it was two different tones and stuff like that based on season 3 because look at it. Sometimes get good. Some of the story be good and stuff like certain episodes, but others seem like it just like got back to the Mandalorian and Yoda, and some of the episodes seem like it just went worrying about Bo-Katan and what her journey was, and what her journey
yeah,
was to find the Mandalorian people and stuff like that. Because this me, I say the Bo-Katan character, I like her.
yeah,
Guardians, no, I didn't see that yet. I just about to look at it tomorrow. That Guardians 3 movie because I might look at tomorrow next week or something like that.
yeah,
Because think about it, shoot, the Guardians movie don't mean nothing to the MCU anyway.
yeah.
It don't
Nope.
because
Just with
if you
that,
look at it,
just laughing
James Gunn is
tracks.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
is over anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing. Be- because damn body Kevin Feige did not come out and say is that a Guardians 3 is part of Phase 4 and 5. He didn't say it. He just said
Yeah.
Guardians 3 coming out and that's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Be,
Yeah.
be, because the thing about Kevin Feige, because the thing about Kevin Feige, just when Captain Marvel came out, he, he said that Captain Marvel means something to like the MCU going for the Captain Marvel movie. But that's what when Guardians 3 came out, he didn't say nothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And kind of like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I don't like half of the time, that's dealing with the MCU it sounds like the MCU have 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 a way to go serious stuff like that and have good movies sound like Black Panther, Civil War, the
Yeah.
Captain American series showed it.
Yeah.
They can make
They
good
got it.
movies.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, it seems like Disney is worrying about the kids. This me. Freak them kids, man. Them kids don't care.
Yeah.
Them kids don't
I mean, to be honest, but
man, them
yes.
kids,
Yeah.
come on now. Because you ask kids right now, just their favorite game. They saying Call of Duty, they saying Fortnite, they say Warhammer.
No.
Man, shut them kids' games is favorite game that shoot up people and stuff like that and kills them. Come on.
Yeah.
And the kind of thing for me, which I did like lately coming from the MCU is Moon Knight because this me. That Moon Knight show could have been much better if they would have just let the Bill director just do Moon Knight just like the comic books.
Yep.
Because that show could have been way better than it was and stuff like that. And kind of like the CGI could have been better too and stuff like that. And because the bad thing about it, shut the Zack Snyder DCU is better than the Phase 4 and 5 in the MCU.
Yep.
Right now, you go by the story with Zack Snyder telling, like in Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, first Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, it's way better than Phase 4 and 5. That what
Yep.
everybody would keep on complaining about
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And kind of the bad thing about it, the MCU fans keep on saying Captain Marvel is the best female led movie in a long
No.
time. I look at them,
No.
I keep asking myself, I
It's
say,
very. It's, to be honest, not that good because
yeah,
how the writing
because
and
think about
plotting
it,
don't add to it.
yeah. I was saying this in my head because the thing about it that the last time that I said that the Captain Marvel movie wasn't good in the comment section, but I'm fucking kill me online talk, son. So you just a hater of Disney. I'm looking at them. I
Yeah.
say,
Don't. Yeah.
how
Don't.
in the
It's right there. It's in your face. It's that bad. I'm not wrong.
look at the movie?
And
Look
it's
at the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, because you look at the movie Screen Woman, it's night and day. It's night and day. And Disney, in my opinion, have the nerve to cancel squadrons that Patty Jenkins had set up. Because this me, I said, I keep on saying to myself, I said, wait a minute, you had movie and squadrons, and you had a director who father used to be in the Air Force, who know about the air stuff, everything like that, and you got the nerve to
Yeah.
cancel it and say it's not part of the future. You got the right director right there in front of your face. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
This and that's the reason why everybody be going to HBO, Netflix,
Yeah.
Amazon, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about Disney
It's better.
is like they
Yeah.
tell people they just gotta do stuff sometimes and they cancel it because I keep on saying why.
Yeah.
Because they must shoot that because the movie should have canceled is Captain Marvel. They should have canceled that movie.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, in my opinion. And kind of like the other thing, in my opinion, which I learned is say that Disney got the nerve say taught some. We try to make we try to make strong women characters. This means I said the comic books already had strong women characters in the old Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
If Kathleen Kennedy was really a Star
Ridley.
Wars fan, that yeah, yeah, because that's what that Star Wars got many women that is strong. Jedi,
Yeah.
Siths, soldiers, and stuff like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
in the comic books.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it seems like it to me, in my opinion, it seems, in my opinion, if that comic book just don't fit just that big old directed agenda, they just don't use it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's not a movie because that's what this means. I say that shoot the secret trilogy. Y'all tried that with your own agenda and y'all fail. Y'all fail.
Yeah.
And
But
kind of the
after.
first the episode 7 movie that JJ did, that was a good movie. I didn't hate that
Yeah.
one. But that eighth movie, what Ron Johnson did, that kind of messed up the whole Star Wars universe, and we is still paying for it to this day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you look at it, and Kathy Kennedy got them there to say talk something. They want to bring back Ray. I'm looking at them. I say, this ain't the same Ray, right? That was in the sequel trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what.
Also.
If it is, it if it is, in my opinion, hmm, that
You are
movie right there just
conflicted.
gonna flop. That
Yep.
movie gonna flop because Star Wars fans, Star Wars fans got long memory on bad movies and stuff like that, and bad characters and stuff like that, in my opinion. And
Yep.
and, and, and kind of like the bad thing about it, which I think, in my opinion, that Disney need to do, it is like write movies. It is write movies, in my opinion, without agendas. Because that's what, if they can do that, I'm cool with it. If they can do that, I'm
Yeah.
cool with it. And that's the problem. That's the problem, in my opinion, with Disney. But Disney, my opinion, just got a problem with is sound like, in my opinion, it sounds like my opinion. What I be seeing, like deal with Disney fans that want to go by agendas. I'm looking at them. I say, do you buy the comic books? No. Did you saw the season?
No.
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 And stuff like that. But
No.
because I'm looking at
Yeah.
them, I say, wait a minute, because you asking for all this stuff, that you ask for all the agendas to just be sign your shows, and just when the fans ask you, do you look at the show? You say no, and that be the reason why I always say, do not do do, do not fall for the agenda that everybody's saying online. Talk something. Put this in it. Put that in it. Not say
Yeah.
nope, nope, and nope. Because man, as soon you do it,
Mm.
that when the quality of your show going down because you worrying about the agenda is instead of the story. Because that's what. Look at the old Star Wars. The old Star Wars had black, white, Spanish, everything. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what. But that's what George Lucas, in my opinion, did not worry about race. He worried about the best story possible. He put on screen and stuff like that. He worried about the best story that you could put forth, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And that what everybody messed up, in my opinion. Sometimes I think, in my opinion, like doing with story, because that's what um if you look at one, Patty Jenkins just put the right amount of story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The right amount of story, um, and she worried about the origin of the character instead of her worried about agenda and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And and kind of like 10184 is not that bad as a movie. I think it's everybody think it is. That's not that bad a movie because that's what, if you look at it, it was based on a god being mischievous. And gods don't really appear like that up in the real world should they kind of bring back people that you love or something like that, just to
Yeah.
test you and stuff like that most of the time.
Yeah.
And that when people fail to realize because think about it, it was Cheetah. I think the lady that played Cheetah, she was the one who brought the Rock out and
Yeah.
caused that whole mess.
Yeah.
And that when people, like in my opinion, just fail to realize just when looking at the movie, because that's what it was like. Wonder Woman, it was like Wonder Woman had started the whole thing. That it was like the lady who turned into Cheetah. She found a rock and stuff like that. But the thing, in my opinion, if I was Patty Jenkins, I just would have burned her to the island. Just the lady who plays Cheetah to the island, something like that,
Yeah.
and just let her find the rock and let her change
Mm-hmm.
and and stuff like that. Uh, because the thing about, in my opinion, which I learned most of the time, like I'm doing with movies, shows, and stuff like that, is sound like I learned most of the time just people hate on stuff. People don't even look at context in the movie,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the bad thing. Which I noticed, like I'm dealing with people and stuff like that, because people don't worry about context of the story. Should they just worry about, in my opinion, it is worry about, is it good, is it popular and stuff like that. Because I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people. I say people. You do know the origins of one of them is dealing with gods, right? And gods don't like to deal with people most of the time. They
Yeah.
like to mess with people just from a distance, and in case they
Mm-hmm.
forgot that what her origin is. Because that's what. Look at Zeus. Zeus like mess with people just from a distance.
Yeah.
Look at Hades. Look at Athena, stuff like that. If they want to get revenge on people, they usually send people to kill you and stuff like that. And you just figure out by just by the image that they're sending, everything
Yeah.
like that. And I think for me, right, that what I had to accept dealing with people online is like people online just would hate, just to hate most of the time, everything like that. I had to learn that and stuff like that. And and kind of like the Star Wars thing, which I don't like. It sounds like the Star Wars games seem like they can write they can write good shows and stuff like that based on how can I say this? They can write good shows based on the timeline they in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm time for games and stuff like that. I keep on saying to myself, I said, wait a minute now. I, I said, wait a minute now. Sure, you tell me that a game can do all this and you can't?
Yeah. Like what?
And kind of like the bad thing about it for me, right, and dealing with it, because that's what I'm looking at this, right. I keep on saying my opinion and stuff for that. It's like podcast is that on the Star Wars games, the Star Wars Republic online game, they should have never closed that game down. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they like, if you look at it right, if you were to bring that game onto an Xbox and PlayStation 4 for free, does everywhere, a lot of people still be playing it,
Yeah.
and to keep it on PC. Because as you look at it, that game is bringing a whole lot of money,
Yeah.
just to the company and stuff. And just know Disney taught something. We want to make our own stuff and put it out. We keep on telling. And we were mad too because
Yeah.
we keep on saying, if you gotta close out Star Wars, the Old Republic, you better have a game and stuff to for it and stuff like that, because you want to close out a free online game when you just got paid for it optional online just for a PC or something like that. I'm keep on looking at myself. I said, wait a minute, why would why would Disney just want to shut down a game that they didn't make and put the game was already because already the game was already because that all Disney had to do is just put their logo on it up front,
Yeah.
and the game was something just saying Disney unincorporated or something like that. it was an easy fix. It's an easy code to put inside in games and stuff like that. And kind of the other thing I think, in my opinion, that Disney didn't do it is like Disney. It is Disney don't like to share. I noticed that
Yeah.
if they don't make it, they don't they don't like to share stuff. And, and kind of like the games and stuff like that, and and kind of like the games I be seeing most of the time, like deal with Disney, Marvel, stuff like that is sound Disney and Star Wars
Yeah.
it seems like Disney don't know how to make serious stuff.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because they can do it at some point, but the things in my opinion, it seems like Disney don't like to put violence on this stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of the most violence they did just was like the Winter Soldier. That's it. That's the most
That's
violence
what.
they
Yeah.
did. And kind of like that, in my opinion, which I don't that which I like about HBO instead of Disney, it sounds like HBO. HBO, you look at HBO episode and the movies and Netflix. It
Yeah.
seemed like people got more freedom just to like create their own stuff. Seem
Hmm.
like on HBO and Netflix and stuff like that. Because the thing like
Yeah.
if you look at that primary special that was on Netflix, man,
Yeah.
sure you know Disney wouldn't allow on the Power Rangers just do half of the stuff
Yeah.
that was on there because they want to shoot they can't even they can't make a good Captain Marvel movie. They can't make a good Thor movie that puts to be rated R.
Yeah.
And that new Thor movie got me mad too because I'm looking at that right because that's what I was looking at the comics and stuff like that. I was looking it up. I was doing research on it. I would get myself hyped for the movie. I look at
Yeah.
that movie. I look at that movie. That movie was a comedy fest. I'm looking at this. It was serious at some parts, but I look at this. I say, shoot, that that movie, in my opinion, was not, in my opinion, supposed to be funny at certain points. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be serious because they like, shoot, now you try to be a god who try to kill you. He killing gods, goddesses. He killing people, and you putting jokes inside that movie. Come on
Yeah.
now, because you look at Power Rangers. When Power Rangers get serious, Power Rangers don't even joke and stuff like
Yeah.
that most of the time. Because that's what they in the fight. They all talk about strategy and stuff like that. What they do and stuff like that. They talk strategy and stuff like that. And shoot,
Yeah.
they more serious. And shoot, they more serious than the MCU right now.
Yeah.
And it sound like Barco. If you can make a Power Ranger game and stuff like that, what type of game would you make the Power Ranger game if you could like choose to do it?
Uh, I guess apparently in that travel to the infinite multiverse.
Yeah, and you could make like a 2 or 3 part movie, sound like Xenoverse 1, 2, and 3, something like that. If you can do it, what type would you
Yeah.
do? Or something like that?
Like
Okay.
name that universe.
Oh yeah. Because thing about me, if I'll do part 1 and because I'll do like you say, they'll do
Oh
like a
yeah.
multiverse thing because thing is because the show already say that the Power Ranger season is already a multiverse anyway. They already said it
Yeah.
on the
Hmm.
show anyway,
Yeah.
and that wouldn't be a stretch. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be a stretch anyway. So
Hmm.
that, in my opinion, that wouldn't be a stretch. Because then for me, I would do it. I would do it like Xenoverse
Right.
mixed with some, a Xenoverse thing. I think, in my opinion, I would do it like because if you look at Xenoverse, you had to train your people to be like the best
Yeah.
they can. And because they might shoot, if you want a suit, you want a certain weapon, you got to grind and stuff like that to get that weapon and stuff like that, and that'd be a good thing in my opinion. Because if you look at it, if you look at it, such they could bring suits just for the Sentai that never was on TV,
That's
and
real.
just bring it inside the game. You know what I mean? Some of the
Yeah,
Sentai Rangers and stuff like that they just ain't use
yeah.
on TV.
Or
They can
never seen
always,
them because exclusive, yeah, to that scene, yeah.
yep, and that'd be a good thing. I think in my opinion,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
and kind of like the other thing, like I noticed, most of the time is sometimes most times should the suits that nobody just don't see. Um, most of the time, it they'd be the most best received because if you look at Mortal Kombat, the latest one, this one Raiden brother got in there, that's the fugitive wingman or something like that. Everybody like him. And the thing about it
Yeah.
first, I I didn't even know I didn't even know that shoot that Raiden just had a brother.
Yeah.
And shoot and then they explained that inside the next movie that shoot
Hmm.
Wade and brother is Win and stuff
Yeah.
that because they like because that game made me realize talk some shoot Raiden got to explain his past a little bit
Yeah.
because shoot they had a full arm lady. I already knew about her just being from the old Mortal Kombat movie, the second one, Annihilation or something like that. I knew about her, and plus, shoot, I know about. But the thing about it, the thing if you look at it, half of the games we bring up past characters that we don't even know that that be in the game and don't be in the movie,
Yeah.
and kind of like and kind of like Street Fighter. It did bring Street Fighter live action. That adjunct be good too. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because thing in my opinion, if they can mix Street Fighter with some if they make Street Fight with Power Rangers, boy, that would help both sides. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because if you look at it, Power Rangers and Street Fighter just need a boost, time for like popularity
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Up in my opinion, because you see like the shut the bed that on the bath in the sun, I think something like that. Power Rangers Street Fighter short film thing. And
Yeah.
they brought in some like Bison controlling the Even Rangers, I think something like that.
Yeah.
If they could bring some of that similar to that to Netflix, oh boy,
Yeah.
that jump be good.
Yeah.
And and kind of like the one thing, I'm trying to figure out and tell us some just out of in space. I knew about the Psycho Rangers, but the thing is like they, they never shown that the Psycho Rangers was like forced to work for the evil lady doing that thing. This stuff
Yeah.
because they were sure. If you look at the comic books had shown like it was like two two like separate teams of Psycho Rangers.
Yeah.
One was evil, one was good, and and plus the one that was in space, that was the evil one. I knew
Yeah.
that one, but the other ones, but the other ones over the comic books that I'm seeing, it seems like, in my opinion, just that those Soccer Rangers is not as evil as the first ones. That's all that because if you look at it, you
Yeah.
can tell you pretty much tell this by the way, like they're the comic books, they're not as evil, they don't want to kill as quick
Yeah.
as the
Well,
one we
maybe.
saw in space. Because the ones in
Yeah.
space seem like they was free to do what they want, so they just want to be bad. Those ones, and they were taken into custody, I think, too.
Yeah.
And how they did it, I do not know how they did it
Yeah.
and stuff like that because I'm still trying to figure out how they arrested all them Psycho Rangers and stuff like that. And
Gunnar, yeah.
and kind of one missing was green, right? Which one missing? It was green or I think it was green or silver. One of them that was missing out of the Psycho Rangers
Okay.
because
But in the series,
yeah,
the
yeah, because
comics, but it
it
green though.
because like on like on the thing I seen red, blue,
Um,
yellow. I seen the pink
Pink,
one.
right?
It,
Psycho Silver is just pretended by in Space Silver though. That's it.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
Psycho
because
Silver
she
is
came
in
back
comics.
because
Yeah.
because she came back and Lost Galaxy in it the Pink Psycho Ranger.
Yeah.
They
I
just
don't
tried
see
to
that.
kill her. Yeah,
Yeah.
because shoot, let me see. Oh yeah, and Green was there too, but it was supposed to be a Silver Ranger. They say it was
It was,
supposed to be it
but
supposed to
they
be a silver Psycho Ranger, but he never came into position
no, we
based
just pretend to be by the Space Silver Ranger.
that because the people behind the scenes that wanted to make a silver Psycho Ranger, but they
Yeah.
known that Psycho Ranger that was silver probably would have been too OP for the Rangers team to fight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And of my opinion, so you try to bring a psycho Super Ranger, ooh, and that be crazy right there. And you bring a Psycho Ranger, a silver one, man, because shoot, the ones that I'll be seeing. Oh yeah, I see it. It was black, yellow, pink. It was black, yellow, pink, blue, and red. Oh yeah, green was missing.
Because green is a comic exclusive though. You talk about in the series, right?
Yeah.
In series, there's no Psycho Green though. It's comic exclusive. That's why. Full
Okay.
comic exclusive. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Is it make it
All
canon?
right.
Then yeah, it's probably yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about it, because the thing about it, that was the one Ranger that I was trying to think about
Yeah.
if it was in the series and all that, the green one, because
Yeah.
they must shoot because just I already knew that red, blue, pink, and yellow was in it. But I'm gonna try to figure out what green was in because I think he was, but I'm gonna try to figure out if he was like an extra character that came after. And and kind of like and time for foot soldiers and all the seasons. What foot soldiers did you like? Like
Ah,
time for minions and foot soldiers. Just on all the seasons you saw.
that's hard.
You can choose
Okay.
about 6 of them. You choose 6 of them.
That's a lot. I had to think about a lot. I guess
I give you 8. I give you 8.
that's a dude. So it's a lot, bruh. Ah, okay. First one is, I guess, I know the other one.
Okay.
Yeah,
It don't
the
got to be in
second
order
one.
though.
I know,
It
yeah.
don't got to be.
The second one will be, I guess, uh, in space. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Third, it would be Turbo.
All right.
Fourth will be Mind Morphin, at least.
Okay. Okay.
Five will be is Ninja Storm one. Yeah.
Oh, oh, shut. Oh, yeah. Shut on this song thing was good.
Six will be Lock Acid. Yeah.
Okay.
7, it'd be, I guess, Beast Mode. Yeah,
Oh, Beast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Them
the
Beast
robot.
Morpher.
Yeah, the Swan X. Yeah, and it will be RPM.
Oh, okay. And like my favorites I like, but not in order is to the Mighty Morphin Putties.
Yeah,
I like the Mighty Morphin Putties since they had evolved for first season, second seasons because they got better each season. Seemed like,
yeah,
and so I like the Mighty Morphin one. Plus, I like the one that was in space.
yeah.
Um, MMPR in space. Um, I like the one in Zeo, and plus the one that was in Operation Overdrive. I like them. I like them minions. That was kind of good. And one like in Dino Thunder, I like that one.
Yeah.
And plus the one in Ninja Steel, like you said, I like that one. And my seventh, eighth one got to be shoot. That's hard. God, though. Dang, so
Mhm.
many good ones, but it's hard with 25. Beast Morphers. And my eighth one got to be the one in Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm suffering it, in my opinion. Because the thing about it, because they, in my opinion, just without just without good minions to fight, your rangers can't evolve, and your rangers won't be forced to train if they know that the minions is easy to
Yeah.
beat and stuff like that. And and kind of like that, in my opinion, which I think that Netflix might make Power Rangers. I think that Netflix is not gonna make it as kiddie as the Power Rangers show do. But the thing is, it will be like Captain America, the first movie, or something like the Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It will have like a good balance on Power Rangers being Power Rangers and being serious at the same time.
Yeah.
And kind of like thing about it, if I was in Netflix office, that I would tell them, do not, do not, do not go by the Disney World, the Disney formula, time for movies and shows, because that's what they're already proven that they flop. They try to
Mm-hmm.
do it their way and stuff like that. And so you seen the Doom movie, the first one,
I know, actually.
that because the first Doom movie good, and they making a part two, and the part two trailer came out and it looked good, and plus based on books too. If you read the books, it's based on a book.
Uh, yeah. Right.
The Doom movie part one and part two, and 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 some like my recommendation is for you to look at the Doom part one movie that might be on HBO. I think something like that. The HBO Max on that. I will look at Doom Part One for you to understand that happened in Part Two, because things since it's a book or something like that.
Yeah.
Be, be, because things like Part One and Part Two is one book. That on the that's based on the first book, the on the Doom movie and stuff like that. Because that's what if you got Part One to the end, that's half of the book. But for Part Two is finishing up the first book and stuff like that, and what it's doing and stuff like that. And they said that movie had made $400 million in just in a big old pandemic. Just
Yeah.
just when the pandemic was bad and stuff like that. They said that movie made $400 million. And could you imagine doing that time if there was no pandemic? How much money
Mm.
that first movie probably made? That movie probably made about $800 million plus. I know it.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, because that's right there. Just for a part one movie to make $400 million in the middle of some kind of pandemic or something like that, to make that much money, that is a big old accomplishment. And some Disney movies was flopping inside the middle of the pandemic, and they had like a way better name than the Dual movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the time, and plus, and everybody's using Disney, and Disney fans saying, "Thompson, it's a pandemic. It's an excuse." I look at them. I say, "Wait a minute now. You let a new movie, you let a new movie named Doom come in, make $400 million in the middle of a big pandemic. It was bad back then, though. It was bad back then. It was kind of like dying down or something like that. But the thing is, for that movie to make $400 million, and that wasn't even a well-known a well-known stuff going into it, and Disney products flopping left and right during the pandemic, just with a bigger name. You know what I say?
Right.
So you can't blame fans. So you just got to blame yourself just for the movie being bad.
Yeah, but right.
Uh, uh, and because you look at King Kong versus Godzilla, that movie made a lot of money too. And that was the most streamed movie during a big old pandemic. And that movie actually beat Infinity War in streaming. Because
Yeah.
I look at that, I said, wait a minute, King Kong, King Kong movies versus a Godzilla movie beat Infinity War, beat Captain Marvel streaming. You know what I say? Y'all movies just don't got no long legs. Just stay in character and stuff like that. That's what I learned doing Disney stuff. Because you look at it right now, what you think better that than just the Nolan Batman series or something like or Phase 4 and 5 right now in the MCU? Just the Nolan Batman series or just the Phase 4 and 5 of the MCU right now? Which one would you look at if you had a choice?
Um, Phase 4.
That no. I give you a
What?
choice of Phase 4 and 5 together, or just the Nolan Batman series, Batman 1, 2, and 3
Oh,
together. Just
uh,
against
Batman. Sorry. Yeah, Batman series 1, 2, 3. Yeah, for you.
uh, 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 because the thing about me, it is kind of sad. It's kind of sad that for me and you, just the same answer to say. Just for Phase 4 and 5, it's worse than the Batman series. That's bad.
Yeah.
Be, be, because the thing about it, so you supposed to make movies based on quality and stuff like that, and shows, and 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 kind of like the one character, in my opinion, that I'm mad that Marvel messed up on was She-Hulk. Because I'm looking at this, I see it messed up so bad. They messed up so bad on that character because they like the actress. I like the actress because she played the part good. I
Yeah.
like her. She's not the problem. It's the writers and plus the directors. And half
Yeah.
the writers up here who going on strike, I'm looking at them. I say, wait a minute. I said, I keep on saying to myself, I keep on saying to myself, I said, wait a minute now. Y'all want compensation, but that's what half y'all stories not be good for the MCU.
Yeah.
And Carlisle, the writers deal for HBO and Netflix, they should be going on strike because they half these shows and movies be good. HBO writers and Netflix writers, some of these don't be good. I'll be seeing it because should the thing about Netflix is like when you see like a good show that's on there, so you got to remember that junk up in your head on Netflix.
Yeah.
But for HBO, it's kind of easier to find and stuff like that. And kind of like they're saying for Netflix that they kind of like they're saying they might make a part two just to the Pioneer series thing. Because then if they do a part two, shoot, that junk gonna be good. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because that's what if they make a part two now. Adam is gonna have to come because you remember just doing part one, that when they said that they were 6 hours away that up in the Syrian system. That was that where the alien rangers come from? The Syrian system or Lost Galaxy, whatever.
Amy from Akatar.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, in my opinion, also, I'm trying to figure out my opinion that how the Billy just got back.
I don't know, pump technology or something like that. About it to
Yeah,
have it for something like that. But yes,
yeah. Okay. Um, uh, because the thing about my opinion, it sounds like, in my opinion, right? If Adam do come back, Adam, Adam, in my opinion, he gonna have to use his green Zeo power. He gonna have to use it. Oh shoot! Can't wait
yep.
to see Guardians on Disney Plus. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Good work.
yeah, that like for Guardians and stuff like that. That I I can tell, right, if we look at Guardians 1, 2, and 3, it sounds like James Gunn want to go farther with the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And plus, like the thing about it, because the thing about my opinion, right, and it sounds like that. It it sounds like, in my opinion, it sounds like the Guardians movie could have been more serious and stuff. Because you look at the comic books, the Guardians people serious up in the comic books. They is
Yeah.
serious characters. But that's up in the MCU, they made it kind of funny for the kids. Cause I'm looking at them. I say, why do you think? Why do you think all the time it sounds like kids can't handle serious stuff? They they play with it in video games every day. Witcher, they play The Witcher, XCOM, everything else with serious games. And you really think that kids can't handle it inside a movie? Come on now. Oh, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me that Alan Warlock
Oh
trash.
no.
That's the one character I was hyped for.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that it was that bad.
Yeah. That was very bad.
Oh man, I got to look at this movie,
When they
man, because
messed up,
that's what. If this movie
they
trash,
messed up.
if this movie is trash, and this Guardians 3 movie is trash, and I look at it, I got me on here ranting, and nobody, and nobody other than just MCU batting over the shot. Give it a chance, when I look at it, and it's something that made the movie. Some of my friends tell me just don't spend your money and look at it. But that's what on just based on my channel and stuff like that, just to tell people I look at it and being fair in the theaters because I look at DC movies in theaters, I look at Marvel movies in theaters, stuff like that just to be no kind of excuse. If nobody said to also, so you didn't give it a chance. You didn't saw it in theaters. It looked better in theaters. I tried that. I tried that jump. I tried to jump with the Black Panther 2 movie. I tried with the Ant-Man Quantum Realm movie, and both of them was trash. Terrible story. And I was pissed. I was mad, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at all the movies in the MCU. And plus, I try to give it a chance. And plus, in the Quantum Realm movie, sure, they try to assault my intelligence and time for time and stuff like that. And they try to act like the other two Ant movies just didn't happen. and stuff like that. And time for this movie right here, and you tell me 5 minutes is 5 minutes? Come on now. Because right, you look at the other movie, she said about 30 minutes and he said 15 years. And that's why I look in my head, I say, man, wait a minute, wait a minute. Rotten Tomatoes is lying already on this. This thing is movie good? Wait a minute. It better not be saying that. It better not be saying that done for the Rotten Tomatoes. It better not try to lie. It's like they did for the Ant-Man movie. Because he made an Ant-Man movie that people buying up in the reviews that me and you and Multiverse was reading
Yeah.
to talk some. It's just like Star Wars. And because I'm looking at this, man, shoot. Boy, these people better not be lying, bro. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's
Yeah,
see.
the
Rotten
automated list like
Tomato.
stuff. Yeah.
Because don't feel like that. I don't even trust Rotten Tomatoes unless I
Yeah.
do a review myself on Rotten Tomatoes, and plus I take a picture of it and post it on my TikTok. If I really join it, I just would do that just to verify that's me that actually gave the review on the movie. But for everybody else, they don't even post. They don't even like advertise on their channel. They don't even like
Yeah. So
the thing about me dealing with the Rotten Tomato thing. If that is saying Philip, the third one, the first one is better than the third one. That means my head it's got to be the second one, the first one, then the third one. And but the thing about the movie franchise, it ain't supposed to be like that most of the time. Because the
yeah.
first one supposed to be good, the second one supposed to be better, and the third one supposed to be just good to excellent. That's not worse than the first one. That's the problem,
Yeah.
man. They better not be lying. They better not be trying to lie. Just no on Disney there is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't Disney bought some of the shares of Rotten Tomatoes and they own it? Oh no, there's a lie. They give this movie a 81%, and they give
Yeah, I remember.
and they give a man. Come on now, because because that's what this is the same website up in here that gave Wonder Woman a low score just over Captain
Mm-hmm.
Marvel. And I'm looking at that. I said, wait a minute. If we look at the same movie, because if we look at the same movie, the Wonder Woman first movie is better than Captain Marvel first movie. If we go origin for origin, Wonder Woman gets the better movie. And kind of like in my opinion, I hate that junk. I hate that junk in my opinion when websites lie. Because the life of Ant Man, they lie for Black Panther too. They lie and they try to lie and say that the Black Panther 2 better than the first one. I'm looking at that, I say, excuse me, Black Panther 1 Black Panther 1 had a more structured story. And they should have, in my opinion, recast T'Challa. I like Shuri.
Yeah.
Shuri, not my problem. I like her. I like the actress in the movie. But that's what
Yeah.
they should that cast a new big old T'Challa because that's what you look
Yeah.
at this movie. Because you look at this movie,
Sure.
T'Challa would not
Yeah.
would not have let that happen because she let Wakanda almost drown. I'm looking at this. I say, "Use the queen. You supposed to come up with strategy. Where you at?
Mm.
That's your strategy. Where your council at? Where's your war council? Where's your stuff at? Because you look at T'Challa in the first movie, he had a plan in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because think about it, because think about it, he told Sherry to turn on the train tracks and stuff like that, just for him and Killmonger to have some kind of even playing field. Because then Killmonger was using the suit that to cover him like most of the fight, and he told her to open it up, to turn on the tracks, and that was the plan. That was the plan during the fight because think about it, he noticed it.
Mhm.
He noticed it during the fight that on the vibration was like take away the armor just for like Killmonger and himself,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And they messed up Adam Warlock. That's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Oh man, I hope that junk ain't true because could if they mess them up, if I look at this movie and that thing is true, they mess up Adam Warlock, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. I'm gonna be pissed in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because this me, I said really? I said really? How can you mess up the one character? The one character got pictures, dialogue, everything in the movie. How you mess that up? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense in my opinion to be able to mess up that character. And let's just see what some of the people saying as part of their review. Okay, somebody first said for Guardians junkies and kids, God dull. God dull. They just
Mm.
said
Yeah.
uh, they said for Guardians junkie and kids for all stripes, 2 hours at this 2 hour reunion with old characters will have them. Wait a minute. This is not about singing a song. Wait a minute. This time some reunion of old characters will have them singing Peaches and Herb, 1978 slow classic, reunited and free and feel so good. This means I'm say it's a Guardian superhero movie. It's not about a song.
No.
Yes, it's not like a Disney thing. That's not like a Disney thing.
Yep.
Because they because Disney don't like to do new stuff unless they know they're gonna work most
Yeah.
of the time. And they said the other person, Rad Halen Simon Pulia for just for CTV Your Morning. He
Right.
said rotten. He said flirt would be interesting, but I check out after 9. Ooh, boy, that's bad. Dang, and he get paid.
Wow.
He get paid to do this, and he check out this 90 minutes. No, like up in the comic books, Alan Warlock
Yeah.
is not a villain. He's not a villain.
And he's a
Be,
hero.
be, yeah, he's a hero, and that's my whole problem. That every everybody on TikTok and YouTube is like confused with Alan Warlock is. This me. If they would have put that man, they did put that man in game just to save everybody, this whole confusion wouldn't be happening. They should have
Yeah.
put him in end. They should have put him in end game. What wrong with that? I don't get it because you look at the comic books.
What
That's where
storytelling?
he's from,
Yeah, make it work. Yeah.
and that's where he's from. That's his saga. The big old fantasy
Yeah.
saga is him. He saved the world. What wrong with that? If we look at the comic books, that would happen. Iron Man, Captain America help fight the army and stuff. They fight the generals, but that's what it was. Adam Warlock that had knocked out Thanos and actually take out the gem out of his hand and save the people.
Yeah.
I do not get. I do not get my opinion. It sounds like Disney. Disney, in my opinion, got the rights to the characters.
Yeah.
And some kind of people up in the comment section after the live stream. I hate to tell y'all, Disney that and basically the MCU do not care about how can I say comic book accuracy, because that's what if they did, they would have put them in Endgame. And kind of like the people might have said Tom Stone, where he came from, read comic books.
Yep.
And that's people's problem. They always be complaining just for the right character come out at just at the right time. Type of something. Where that Adam Warlock came from doing that movie. That's what if you read the comic books, then you will know.
You understand?
Yeah, that he was part of the battle. It was him, Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four was there, the X-Men was there. And that's the and kind of like the X-Men, in my opinion. I'm kind of glad. I kind of been glad in my opinion that X-Men wasn't there. Cause you know what I'm saying, if X-Men was there, man, that battle would have been over in less than 5 minutes, because that's what me, you got Jean, you got Cyclops, Wolverine, and plus you bring in Gambit and Beast and Jubilee. Oh man, that junk OP right there. That junk OP.
Yeah.
And just for the only way, and just the only way, in my opinion, just for Thanos just like survive, it is some kind of bring back Hela down there, just to fight Jean or something like that. That'd be the only way.
Yeah.
It said Alan Warlock supposed to be a villain or hero combo, and that's the kind of questions right there that a movie shouldn't be leaving you saying.
Yeah.
Because that's what if the person hero, you supposed to say it. And that's just me. That's just me in my opinion about that. And kind of like the other one, it said as a final chapter for the trilogy, volume 3. That's what he would have made 4 if Disney wouldn't have fired him. That's the whole problem that the fans don't get. And it sounds like they got, but it's the weakest. Oh man. And this is like a first review right here, barcode. It says as a final chapter for this trilogy, volume 3. It works, but of the 3 films, it's the weakest, and that's bad. That's bad. Because like the first and the third movie supposed to be the best one.
Yeah.
If you making a trilogy, the first one supposed to be good, the second one supposed to build on the first one, and the third one supposed to be the best one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing, in my opinion, which I think the MCU, I think time for trilogy and stuff like that messed up on sometimes. Ooh, shut this person, Michael Phillips from the Bill Chicago Tribune. It said, and here's a rotten. He said it trashes the camaraderie of this core and savor in favor of deafening the vicious flourish after another. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're supposed to do. Wait a minute now. They not a team? It trashes the camaraderie of its core and salvo in the favor of a deafening vicious flourishes after another.
Yeah.
Is this a musical?
Pretty sure her, yeah.
Dang, I hope it's not. I hope it's not, because I want to see a musical. I could have went to Broadway for that. And kind of like for this one, it's a merciful. John give us a phase, whatever Marvel that is, self-contained more than ooh So this person, Adam Kemper said, merciful, James gonna give us a phase, whatever Marvel movie
Yeah.
that's self-contained, more than a GCU, than a MCU. I've been saying this for the longest. I've been saying this. I've been saying this for the longest. Is that the Guardians movie seemed like it was not connected to the MCU. Now people, now people is seeing it. Now people just want to see it years later. We were saying for months. Remember, we were saying like some movies in
Yeah.
MCU seeing like it wasn't like connected. Me and you and most of the rest
Connected
of the
to the
silence.
yeah. Yeah.
And now these people are just not catching up with us. So we've been saying this for the longest. So we've been saying is
Yeah.
on this Sony movie seem like it's not connected. And Sony writers and stuff like that just might be having people who look at these little small channels, I think something like that, talk about the movie honestly, because these big YouTube channels be lying sometimes to people. And
Yeah.
TikTok just be lying to people sometimes. Some of these big TikTokers, because they want me. I do not care. I do not care in my opinion how big I get. I'm just gonna tell you the truth about a movie. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. And stuff like that. Ooh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. This is a good question. Is James Gunn leaving? They go out to the galaxy. Why can't they get a new director? Yeah, they could get a good director, but the thing is
Director to be
but
the
that new
company.
director, in my opinion, might because thing about it that new director might want to go the comic book way. Then just knowing Disney don't like to do stuff by the comic book way. Well, I be seeing because you look at the way that the Disney work this stuff. Come on now, what do you know that Tony Stark just like discovered the Mind Stone inside the thing? I said, wait a minute now, and making Vision. That wasn't Tony Stark. That was not Tony Stark. That was Iron Man. No, not Iron Man, but Ant Man. Ant Man was the one that on that made it. Yeah, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at them. I said, really? Because it's what I'm looking. I'm looking at them with they were Ultron. I'm looking around. I say, I can't see myself. I say, in the world, where in the world is my I can't understand myself. Where's Ant Man at? I'm gonna ask that the whole time. I keep saying, wait a minute, where's Ant Man? Because what I look at
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
I look at myself. I look around. I look around people in theaters who put the comic book fans and stuff like that, and they're busy cheering. That's what Tony was making. Just making vision. I'm looking at everybody around in the theaters. I said, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Tony didn't make this. There was Ant Man. I'm looking around. People just cheering. I'm not saying, who did it? These comic book people is not really comic book people because
Yeah.
that's it. If you look at theaters right now, you looking at movies, people cheering, talking, yes, an excellent movie. I look at it, I say it was a good movie, but that's what it was some stuff wrong with it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It put stuff added on to it, and plus the next movie was like, in my opinion, it was like how can I say this? That the next movie was Ant Man. That's after Ultron. I'm looking at this. I said that's backwards. They're supposed to make the Ant Man movie first, then
Yeah.
you come out with the Ultron. That would have made more sense based on the comic books. And they could have made like a teaser scene, like an Ant Man movie, sound like Tony just going to Ant Man for help. They
Yeah.
just try to fight they just try to fight Infinity Stones and stuff in that. But that's why knowing Disney don't want to go by the that don't want to go by the comic books. They go their own way. Shoot, at this point, so you just want to say that you need how can I say this? So you just was say in my opinion. Oh, that's just me. You just was say in my opinion is that the MCU need their own comic book
Yeah.
because that's what the because these directors be claiming they were going by comic book and stuff like that. And plus that's why I look at the movie, I say, this person lied to me. This person
Yeah.
lied to me and say this person lied to me and said you're going by the comic book. And this was a bad thing I be doing most of the time because I'm looking at it and I say, okay, I'm just gonna do my research. I'm the I'm gonna just do my research on a movie, just see which comics are based on. I look at it, I read it, go to the movie theaters, I'll be pissed off. I'll say, wait a minute, this person lied to me. This person lied to me and said that was based on the comics.
Yeah.
And doing like the MCU, it is some of the characters the comics in Captain America. Those are the only two I see that close to the comics. Captain America, Iron Man, and I shoot. I will say the Incredible Hulk in the first Avengers movie is closest to the comic books. The first Hulk, and plus the other one that was Incredible Hulk, as everybody claiming right now is part of the MCU. But that's what if you were there early on in the MCU, it then showed that people would know is that the MCU was not claiming the Incredible Hulk movie. It was not claiming that movie at first. They were not claiming that movie. Tower Stone. That movie was part of the universe because early on, Kevin Feige and people were saying that movie was not part of the MCU.
Yeah.
Because that's what if that movie was part of the MCU, they would have cast that same actor that was up for Incredible Hulk. Because we all know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deal with Disney, deal with Disney. Disney don't like to pay more money than they have to for the actors and stuff like that. And just for Disney to be able to switch actors like that, I automatically knew in the future would be different. And I was pissed. I was mad too. And kind of like the bad thing for me, which kind of thing for me, which I noticed stuff like that, is that some dealing with MCU and Star Wars, dealing with Disney. It seemed like Disney don't like to go by the comic books. They like to do their
Yeah.
own thing and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of like a bad thing. And 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 kind of like the other thing I noticed most of the time, like dealing with Star Wars, everything like that, is so for me. It if so if so, I'm doing a Star Wars series. I would do a Star Wars series based on a gray Jedi and plus a gray Sith. I think somebody that don't follow just like one set of rules, but think about he got his own morals.
Yeah.
That would be good to follow in a movie or a series. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
that,
Right.
because that's what if you look at it, Jedi and Sith got their own value system once they
Yeah.
finish their training. Because those suckers don't really follow everything that being training and stuff like that, and that'd be a good thing for them to do. I think, like for shit, because you look at the Vision anime show. I think the first Vision anime show that was on Disney Plus at the first episode,
Right.
they had some kind of samurai Sith that just been walking around and just not going around killing people. He had his
Yeah.
own little he had his own morals and values with him and stuff like that. But the thing is, the other Sith would try to kill him, and he just kill him because that's what
Yeah.
he dealing in self defense and stuff like that. And kind of like the bad thing about it, in my opinion, which is sad, right? Then with Disney, it sounded like the Star Wars online game. They had Jedi, Siths, Sith storyline, light, dark, neutral. All those stories were different but good at the same time. Because no writers film games know how to write good stories and write lines for the people to do. And kind of like for me, in my opinion, in which I was an actor, if I had to work for Disney, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing, anything like that. But the thing is, for me, it's like I had to make sure that my character makes some sort of sense.
Yeah.
If I had to work for Disney, because that's what if they switched it up on me, I would do it, but I probably wouldn't come after the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they tell me that they're gonna go my way
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because you're not gonna tell me to act one way and just go another without a good reason or something like that. Unless
Yeah.
the writer
Right.
had changed
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Unless the writer changed something or something like that. That be the only way that I'll go that different direction. If the writer tell me that he changed up the line, that's probably the only way I'm doing it. But the other way, no, because that wouldn't make no sense in my opinion to go that way. And stuff like that, in my opinion, that wouldn't make sense. And and kind of like the best thing for me is like I was a Jedi or Sith is shoot. That time for me, shoot. I wouldn't be a Jedi. I wouldn't be a Jedi. I wouldn't be a Jedi all the way, but also so I won't be a Sith all the way. I would go my own way. That's just me. Be, because the thing about Jedi is it sounds like so you can't have kids unless you get permission, and that wouldn't be me because that's
Yeah.
what if I want wives and kids stuff like that. I'm not gonna ask no counsel
No.
if if I want to have kids and stuff. I'm not gonna ask them. That just don't make sense in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense and stuff like that in my opinion. And that's kind of like the bad thing that when people just don't realize sometimes. Like they're dealing with Jedi and Sith. So I like being a Jedi, but that's what uh, I'm gonna tell the council. Once I finish my training, I'm gone. And Sith, here I come over here, the dark side. I just learn a little bit from the Sith and a little bit different from the Jedi.
Yeah.
And but the thing that people don't get is sound like each training doing that training got their own got their own choice to go bad or to stay good or just be up in the middle. But me, I would be I would be just in the middle, and people won't like me for it anyway. So I just don't care. I just don't care in my opinion. If you don't, if I was a Jedi or a Sith, I'd be in the middle. I wouldn't care because you know I said shoot, y'all can try to kill me if y'all want it in
Yeah.
self defense. I'm still gonna kill you in self defense or just end you or something like that. And and kind of like the Jedi that's in the gray sound like Mace and kind of like people hate to admit it, but that's what Mace was like a great Jedi in my opinion.
Yeah.
He was on like the first one I see. He was on the first one I see that was a great Jedi because that's what he stayed good, but also in my opinion, he can like control the dark side. Now that the dark side did just take over him. In my opinion, dealing with Mace, I think in my opinion, he's the first one I saw in live action. Just be a great Jedi. I think in my opinion he was, and kind of like the other Jedi's, I think it's like Mara Jade. This me, Mara Jade wasn't always Sith either. She wasn't always Jedi either because she learned some stuff that weren't no Jedi moves. And Luke Skywalker, he's not always a Jedi, but then he's more Jedi than Sith. But that's what he still do both. I think to a point. And sound like the Jedi Council, I think, in my opinion, just need to update their rules. I think it's time for power
Yeah.
sets because that's what you look at the universe right now. The Sith be kicking their butt half of the time, just try to stay peaceful all the time. Now, I'm looking at them, I say that the Sith want to kill kids. Come on now, people. Man, you can't be too nice all the time. Let's shoot it. And his job, people talk some learn how to forgive, learn how to be calm. I say no, because that's what Mace wasn't calm when he found out that Mace just killed him, and so that's why I like him. Be, because just doing the prequel stuff like that, and just when Yoda had fight, I think Count Dooku or something like that, and Yoda had fight, it was a draw or Yoda had lost. I think it was a draw. And when he saw Mace, he ran. He went to the other side. He said, "I'm going to the ship. I'm going." Because think about if you notice in the prequel, sound like the Siths and everybody like that, they were scared of how can I say? They were scared of Mace, but they was not scared of Yoda. If you seen the prequels and stuff like that, and based on the type of respect that the villains give them, they give most of the respect to Mace. If you talk about that on prequels, and plus doing the original, Luke Skywalker got better too, and plus up in the comic books, did Anakin turn back good? I think he did, right? In the comic books as Darth Vader. I think he turned back good, but it was a while, I think, till it took him to go on the journey, I think, something like that.
In the movie, yeah.
Because
Coming.
yeah, but the thing, in my opinion, tell something. If he turned good at comic books, why did Disney just make that a show? That would have been a good show, and that would have been like a how can I say this? That would have been the
Because
highest rated show. On
who play Anakin actor, that's why he got a hated voice character, that's why Star Wars movies.
yeah, 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 and just knowing Disney don't like telling a good complete story sometimes, and that was a really good journey of Anakin turn from bad to good, and back to the journey just being good Jedi again, and kind of like the thing for me, right? Like I'm dealing with Star Wars and gaming, it sounds like the gaming movies I think might be coming in to take over. Because you look at Super Mario, the animation Super Mario thing, that animated Super Mario movie almost made $1 billion, I think, and that's bad. Because the thing about it, should that Quantum Mania movie supposed to make $1 billion,
Yeah,
almost a
but
billion
they
dollars.
it's worse.
Yeah, because you look at it was a bad story, characters in it. Sound like Ant-Man daughter. She was a bad character in it. Because the thing about it, in my opinion, doing that movie, your father put you, bail you out. He bail you out of jail just for going to court. And you had
Yeah.
a nerve to tell something. You ain't did nothing. He saved the universe. What the world you talking about? He ain't did nothing.
Plus, he got shot by in concern before he got released by a fucking sorry, manipulated rat. Come on, be
Yeah,
faithful. Not tell you be well.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
that's right.
yeah. And kind of like the bad thing, and kind of the bad thing, which I noticed in my opinion most of the time, it seemed like people, in my opinion, give it an excuse or something. She just a child. She just a young lady. I say, wait a minute. She should know. She should know the superhero business better than anybody. Because that's what. If she was a little girl, her daddy just had to save her, just for like I'm getting killed.
Yeah,
And she got nervous to talk. So he ain't did that. You would have been dead just as a little girl. And he, if your daddy wasn't there, because the wife boyfriend sure had suck at the time and stuff like that, and her boyfriend still sucked. Because the thing about it, Ant-Man warned him and say, just don't open the door for nobody. And he still opened the door. You hear the first Ant-Man movie when Ant-Man was trying to warn people and nobody, Ant-Man, ex-girlfriend or wife wasn't picking up the phone. I said, really? You get the man daughter that sign your house as a mother and you not picking up that phone knowing that's Ant-Man? Come on now. That don't make sense. It just don't make sense in my opinion. It don't. And how can, in my opinion, I could be wrong. How can a daughter, in my opinion, be that disrespectful? Because I was pissed too. I was pissed. I heard that talking about something. You ain't did nothing in the last 5 years. The man was resting. The man was starting a business. He was getting himself a franchise, just to get money to live. Just in case that she forget, stuff ain't free in the world. Stuff is not free. You got to actually earn money to get them stuff, and that when people doesn't realize sometimes it's not free, and she own it, and she only up and just got bailed out because of her father, and she had the nerve to say to him something, you just ain't did nothing. I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed as a father and stuff for that. And that's kind of like the bad thing for me. I wasn't pissed as the father because you tell me I did nothing. I did nothing. Come on now. And plus that's what I'll bail you out of jail to offer you doing something, just doing something dumb. Because like the next time, he should let her stay in there to teach her a lesson. Because because that's what she had, the evidence inside her pocket the whole time of her spanking a big old police car. This me. How dumb can you be? Why would you string a big old police car? That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb in my opinion because that's what you doing a protest. Just protest. Don't try to crush. Don't try to, like, in my opinion, string a police car because shoot, that gotta make it worse. In my opinion, and and kind of like the thing that she was protesting over, she didn't even know why she did it, and that's the bad thing. And and it kind of like Star Trek is kind of good, but the thing is, some of the Star Trek shows going in and out sometimes. Sometimes be good, sometimes don't be good, and kind of like the older Star Wars I like is like the older Star Wars shows be good. I think I've seen, and some like the best Star Trek shows is like Deep Space Nine. I like Star Trek. I like Star Trek Next Generation. Discovery is cool, but no, it's not my favorite. But those are my three favorites. Besides the new and kind of like Picard season 1 and 2 is bad, but they said the third one's better though.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the bad thing, in my opinion, is that you gotta wait 3 seasons for a show to get good, and just for the writer to get it, that's bad. Because think about it, once the first 2 seasons be bad on the show, the fans usually just don't come back most of the time. Because you look at Ant Man, because you look at the third Ant Man Quantum Realm movie, it's not
Yeah.
good, and people then went back and look at it and stuff like that. In my opinion, they come to pick off the season 3. I didn't see it because the first two seasons was just average. The pick on show. The first one was bad based on some stuff I see, but everybody different. Time for that.
Yeah.
See most of the time is this. It's the Jedi Fallen, and plus the Jedi Survivor is like is Jedi. It's the Jedi Fallen and the Jedi Survivor. Is that just connected to the Star Wars universe itself, or shoot, it was just not connected at all? That's the thing. That's the thing, in my opinion, which I notice most of the time. Like I'm doing Star Wars is and and it kind of like thinking about it. Shoot, I already know that it was just more than one Jedi that was fighting this that was fighting the Sith and other evil Jedi and stormtroopers besides this one character.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thing to see. And it's kind of like the next crossover I think that they will make. I think like the Rangers just after the Mighty Morphin, I think they might do Zeo and plus in space next. Like dealing with specials. I think crossover specials. Uh uh because like part two, right? I think they might upgrade Zach's suit and just do Zeo Rangers, some of them. If they want to come back and plus right and for the second special, they might do Zeo and plus in space on some of them. And that'd be a good thing, I think, in my opinion. If they do Zeo and plus in space, but the thing is, it just depends on which Rangers that they bring back too.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it would depend on too. I think, in my opinion, it just it depends which Ranger that they come back. Because thing about it, if they're doing time traveling, could they do? Let me see. I would say I I would say Lost Galaxy mixed with Mighty Morphin might be a
Yeah.
crossover. I want to see because think about it, you could bring back you bring back Alyssa the white that on the white paint ranger. You bring back the Love Ranger. You can bring back Danny as the older, and you gotta bring back on the regular. You bring back anybody just
Yeah.
from like Lost Galaxy and Wild Force. Lost Galaxy and Wild Force might be like the two crossovers I would do besides this one. Let me see, because I know it's Mighty Morphin. I know it's Turbo, Zeo, and plus in space was the last Zordon era, right?
Yeah.
That was because I know in Mighty Morphin 3 seasons.
Up to the
Mighty
space,
Morphin,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and kind of the thing for me when it switched eras after that, it got bad. It got bad after that.
Okay. Too much to forget.
And kind of like the thing about my opinion, I wouldn't have brain. I would not, in my opinion, I would, in my opinion, have bring back Zord. I wouldn't, in my opinion, just like kill Zordon. That was a dumb decision, in my opinion, because that's what if you look at it, because we still got villains. We still got villains. Lord Zed still came back. Rita still came back. If Zordon was here, Zordon just could have monitored all these rangers and stuff like that. He could just they could have monitored. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and kind of like the writer in space, somebody want to have to destroy it based on effects they want to do, and they claim that Zordon had killed the evil from that area. And the thing about it, shoot, because you might have separated for the body, but the evil energy is still floating out there.
Yeah.
And kind of like me, in my opinion, I wouldn't do it. Be, be, Because the thing about me, in my opinion, based on Star Wars, if I had to put together a team for Star Wars, I would bring in a great Jedi, a great Sith, a soldier, a spy that is like out there, and just a robot. If I had to put together a team, but the thing about if my ship big, I would bring back. I'll bring about three or four Jedi's and Sith. That's in the gray side of the Force, and plus two soldiers, two bounty hunters, and one or two one or two pilots. That's part of the ship.
Yeah.
Because they, in my opinion, shoot that the Sith got their own ship most of the I noticed,
For sure. Yeah.
or did this? Yeah, because they must. I knew the Sith already. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out did the Sith have their own shirts and their own ships? I said yeah, and plus they my Jedi's. Should the Jedi's had to earn their own ship? I think something like that. They have to earn their own
Yeah.
ship, buy it, or buy it for somebody. Which is the one thing, which is one thing in my opinion, which I don't like after the time deal with the council, because they were for me talking some. Why should I have to ask you there for permission to get my own, to get married, to get a ship and stuff like that? I just don't get that. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense in my opinion to get that, because that just me. And kind of like the other thing they said, oh, a lot of people like it. Um, oh shoot, it kind of say a lot of reviewers like it. Wait a minute, fat guy at the movie. Wait a minute, ain't that a YouTube channel? I saw that. Fat guy at the movies. He said it's less about Star Wars hangups and more a character study of Rocket, intriguing diversion of a previous. Wait a minute now. Time out. Rocket is not the leader of the Guardian of the Galaxy. Why is the
Yeah.
movie
They're
about?
making. I probably some representation of each team. Some of that. You know.
That don't make sense though, because
Star
that's
Lord
like
is the leader.
yeah, Star Lord was the one who lost a girlfriend that he lost Gamora and stuff like that. Does because of Thanos and stuff like that, in my opinion. He lost a whole lot of people around him, because that's why he lost his mother. He lost his mother the second movie. Remember the email Ego had said he put a cancer inside his mother's son that just for fun, and that's what he. Jesus went crazy. His father, Star Lord parents crazy.
Yeah.
His mother, Star Lord, in my opinion, just had crazy. She did not pick well. She
Yeah.
did not pick well in time for boyfriends and stuff like that, because if she would have picked well, this wouldn't have happened. Ego just putting a
Mhm.
cancer in it just for fun, just to see if she would survive. I say, I
So,
look around at things. I look around things in that line at that line. He said he did it for fun, and everybody looking around. I'm looking around, and nobody phased by that line. I say, did y'all just heard? Did y'all just heard what the man said? He put the cancer. He put the cancer inside the boy mama just for fun. And that's how you know that somebody who do not know how to control their powers and who let the power um control them most of the time. Because I said you look at Zeus and Hades. Zeus and Hades is not even just that evil. Zeus and Hades is not that evil as Ego was in the second Guardians movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what you look at Zeus and Hades. Zeus and Hades make sure their kids is take care of it to a certain point without them in my opinion just being like in my opinion just being lazy. And kind of like the fat guys in the movie, sure that's kind of sound that kind of sound that kind of sound familiar. I think that's a YouTube channel or they might have a TikTok or something like that. Shucks. So I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to get that name from. I heard that name from. And it did say that Marvel will miss James Gunn more than Gunn will miss Marvel. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But there's any way for the MCU to get out the current from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, she'll be a blueprint going forward. If it's serious, Disney is not going to do it. Disney, we were saying for the longest, we been saying making movies rated R and making hard PG-13 or TV-14 or something. If they want to do that, if they want to do TV-14, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Just make your movies kind of serious. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
just without you being a joke. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And thing about the writer strike, I'm looking at them. I say, all y'all writers in Hollywood, ain't none of y'all stuck at the top in here. Just got a contract just to see what a company could do or not do. I'm looking at the writers too because they might, if Disney or the people who tricked them, who put their working for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I understand the reason why. I understand the reason why should they going on strike. I understand it. And kind of like the other one, I think, in my opinion, if they're not, that's gonna be a worst thing possible, bro.
Yeah.
That's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad in my opinion. If people saying that Disney gonna miss James Gunn, shush, man. I've been saying I've been saying ever since Guardians 1 that that James Gunn could have been in DC because you look at James Gunn, space and stuff like that mixed together because that's
Yeah.
what he did Guardians and he know how to make space movies. I hate to tell people this. That's what DC DC movies, DC TV shows give you about more freedom to do your stuff, but you just cannot be political most of the time. That's what
Yeah.
I know most of the time dealing with people. Like on the MCU, it sounds like people got that MCU blinder on their face. If you bring up any movie, any show, just from like because damn about it, because damn my opinion, which I notice most of the time, it like that MCU movies and the MCU critics, they should be saying the same thing like me and you say, Tom Son. It need to be more serious.
Mm-hmm.
It should be more serious. They should not be
Makes me
trying to do
forget.
stuff everything like that all the time. Because I'm looking at everybody else around here. I said, wait a minute. You try to tell me, you try to tell me that when the last Star Wars game, Jar Fallen turned out good, and for the people that actually like the story, they made Jar a survivor because they might shoot. I I bought the first Star Wars, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen game because of the story and plus of the action that's in it. And kind of like Jedi Fallen 2, they said that they said that second movie built from the first game. Because they might shoot, I'll probably get to play the first game and go to the second one. I think it's something like that. And kind of like for the other thing I noticed, like and and dealing with DCEU, if you look at James Gunn, just how James Gunn is organizing it give it a chance that that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill could come back because in my opinion, James Gunn need Henry Cavill to come back.
Yeah.
It'd just be Superman, and for him to hire him already, James Gunn, man, that man's just kind of quit everybody on suspicions. Because the thing about it, we all know up in James Gunn is Superman not there, Henry Cavill not there, and you try to bring in a new actor, it might not help. It won't help. Time for like a movie like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then in your opinion, Barco, what would be the next Super Mario game that on a Sony might that might try to make live action if you can do it?
Like, that's hard. Is Mario Party a Mario Kart Party friend?
Uh, y- you can choose your top five Mario game when you probably can make live action.
Ah, that's hard. Right? Space Mario
Ooh,
Tennis.
um, okay. Oh yeah, that
And
Super Mario Tennis game, man, so that game get on my nerves sometimes because Donkey Kong, because you usually winning sometimes,
yeah,
and Donkey Kong is broken inside that game. He got to be broken
yeah,
because shoot, in Super Mario Kart, and over there at my friend house I'm playing sometimes, man, Donkey Kong, Mario, and plus Luigi do not like in them games because that's what I passed or something like that. Man, I'm supposed to be behind me on my tail bumper. They be doing bananas. They be throwing bombs and stuff like that. And you gotta get your own little arsenal of stuff at doing the race. I said, wait a minute. You try to tell me you try to tell me you have a 5 second lead and if somebody throw a banana at you and slows you down, I was mad at first, but I'm stop playing.
yeah,
Man, shit, those Super Mario games, man, those Super Mario Kart games be getting on your nerves, and especially when you put it on high. I say, God, no.
yeah,
And kind of like the good thing I do is play with Sonic, and people hate me, bro. I pick Sonic. They be hating me, bro. They talk about something. It's Sonic. Man, that character broken. I'm looking at them, and that's what Marco. You know, you're picking. They were picking Mario, and plus Luigi that just to go against me,
yeah,
broken characters, and they got nerve to tell me talk something. Ain't that character broken? I'm looking at them. I say, your character broken. You got Mario. You
yeah,
got the star of the game. Law, Jen, and top four main that I like,
yeah,
and play Kuma. But it's kind of harder to it's kind of harder to play with Akuma and Tekken because you got to put it and make sure that you got your distance there and stuff like that. And that's why I learned like deal with fighting games. It's always about combo, and speed. And that's got down notice like dealing with Mario most of the time. And then with fighting games, yeah, and doing distance most of the time, so stuff like that. And kind of and kind of like for me, and then with the next Star Wars thing, I think they supposed to say Acolyte, but but the thing I deal with Disney is sound like Disney got a reputation for having stuff on the block and then they cancel it. Because they me, shoot, I, I try to, like, in my opinion, not get too hyped on stuff coming out for Disney, especially for Star Wars, because our Squadron movie, I was hyped for that movie. And just when the news came out, stuff for that, and when they say that that's not coming out, I keep on
mm,
saying to myself, I said, wait a minute, you telling me that Squadron movie that Disney did, that 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 on a Disney hype up themselves at an event, but you telling me that they're not making a Squadron movie because Kathleen Penny had other plans? Because I'm looking at that, because I'm
yeah,
looking at that most of the time, in my opinion. And kind of like the other thing, in my opinion, which I noticed, most of the time, like, they're doing Star Wars character Disney have, they
yeah,
always got agendas behind it.
mm,
They always got agendas behind it and stuff like that. But I'm looking at that, I say, really, it's what you put inside a movie. Tell some female power
mm,
movies and stuff like that. I'm looking at them. I looking at them. I keep on saying to myself, I keep on saying to myself, I say, wait a minute, you didn't have to put that message inside your movie, which I notice most of the time. So they didn't have to
mm,
do it, but they still do it anyway. Like I'm dealing with Disney, which I don't like. It's which I don't like half of the time. That and the kind of thing, in my opinion, which I noticed dealing with Disney most of the time, it sounds like they good movies, like they good movies. They let that big old director work. They let the big old director work most of the time. Like I'm dealing with Disney most of the time, because you look at the Captain America series stuff of that, you can tell, you can tell most of the time is that big director had freedom to just
mm,
do what he wanted to do, and plus the other directors don't. And other movies, and something like Captain America series seem like the only series that is like consistently getting better in 3 movies. Captain America 1, good, but all right. But the second one is better. It's good. It's excellent. Number 2 movie, and the third movie was better than the second. And that's how a movie's supposed to, like, progress most of the time. Unless it's some kind of action movie or something like that. That's the only thing I think. If it's an action movie, people like, in my opinion, just don't care about the story. Just make sure, in my opinion, that the story don't be dumb, and it just makes some sense most of the time. Just make sure, in my opinion, that the story makes some sense. Like, most of the time, because if it makes some sense, then everybody, in my opinion, be able to accept it. And that's kind of how I know, like, if the story makes sense, it's good. But that's what, if the story don't make sense in your head, it's probably not good at all. Most of the time, it's probably not good at all. Most time anyway. And that was, like, in my opinion, sometimes that when I think I think sometimes that people be dumb, like, on time for stories and movies. Because I'm looking at them, I'm looking at people thoughts on. So that story not that good. that story not good just for Wonder Woman 1. I say, wait a minute. And these were the same people that were saying that Cat Marvel movie, Cat Marvel, the Marvels movies trailer look better than Wonder Woman. I said, man, because I can't say in my opinion, should that don't even make sense most of the time. What they be saying stuff? Because I'm looking at them, I said, really? Have you seen the Wonder Woman 1 movie? They say, yeah. That I just don't know what happened. I don't know her origins. I look at them, I say, it's God's. She was born from
Yeah.
God's. How hard can
Yeah.
that be? It told you. It told you that inside the movie that she was made with it. She was made from she was born from a god or something like that. How much how much more killing in your hand do you need? Man,
I
come on now.
mean,
That doesn't make sense. It made no sense most of the time. And something. And kind of the last thing I'm talking about is something in my opinion, like I'm doing gaming. I would make a XCOM game in my opinion. I'll do an XCOM live action series on movie or XCOM or Warhammer. I will make those two live action because the thing about it, those two XCOM games, the XCOM Warhammer got it following, like I'm talking with gaming and stuff like that. If they can make that live action, I think the XCOM game and plus the Warhammer game, ooh, that will give the MCU just a joke for them, just for them, in my opinion, it just get serious. I think, in my opinion,
yeah.
if those two series come out and they actually be like successful, just on a streaming service, man, it's just we all know that HBO is doing their thing anyway with James Gunn.
Yeah.
DC, DC is cool for the future. I'm not worried about them telling for story and stuff like that because that's usually the Flash movie, the Flash second trailer, little better than the first one. I'm not worrying about them. Like time for the future, the movie and show, something like that. It's like James Gunn quit being stubborn. Just hire Henry Cavill back and everybody be happy because that's what he already known. Because you can't bring in a new Superman and expect people to accept it because it won't happen. Stuff like that. Unless he make your excuse and tell us it's a multiverse. If it's that, I'm cool. But if it's not, there's bring back Henry Cavill. He's still out there. He want to be Superman. It's up to James Gunn to do it. I think, in my opinion. And 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 kind of like announcement just for the stream that kind and kind of live stream just for tomorrow. It's gonna be like a chill screen, and it's gonna be a chill screen tomorrow on Saturday.
Um,
Tomorrow I'm doing,
right.
and
Mhm.
plus on Saturday screen I will be doing bracket based
Um,
on that's based on the MCU,
right.
Power Rangers,
Mhm.
restaurants. But people are like
Yeah.
because this new website I found, it have like brackets, sound like March Madness and stuff like that,
Yeah.
everything like that, and kind of like tomorrow shoot. I probably just got to contact Multiverse and see if he's coming tomorrow for the live stream to do these
Yeah.
brackets. If he want to choose which
Yeah.
one, everything like that.
Um, yeah.
Um, be, because these brackets I got, shoot that so the Mara brackets, it just might make some people mad on Twitter or YouTube on TikTok. It might make them mad, it might not. But we all know that's what it's always somebody online who got a different opinion and who think you hating on their favorite stuff and it just don't come through. and just for everybody that just everybody to follow is Phantom, and you got to follow him
Is
on
it? Yeah.
TikTok for him to give you updates based on his live action series he doing.
Yeah, between
Um,
his writing, Elite
yeah,
Horse page too.
yeah,
His
he
bio.
doing Leaf Force. Yeah, um, Omega Zack,
Yeah. George
Jojo
Carson.
Multiverse. I would say,
Wayne Jurassic. Yeah.
yeah, Sergeant is another one.
Wayne
Yeah,
Jurassic.
that it's a lot of yeah. And plus Galactic Nico, I think is one of them. And
Uh,
and some of the people I name is in the Battle Fury thing. I think too. I think some of them
yeah.
is in it
Yeah.
besides me, but it's in the fan series thing. Some of that and plus they might shoot shut shut. I just might listen to it on just on the screen tomorrow since it's a chill screen episode 2 on it. Battle Fury episode 2.
Mhm.
It's kind of short, but still good though. And plus everybody and like everybody that's on Twitch and YouTube, it's coming to tomorrow stream just for the brackets and stuff like that. If if, if y'all favorites make it to the end and just actually win it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And plus, I see y'all later. I see y'all later and see y'all tomorrow stream.